Well, good morning, Charles. Thank you very much for taking part in this interview today. As you know, I've received a whole lot of questions from my constituents who travel up from Chatham to London every day to put to you. And you've told me that it's not an unfamiliar route to you.
No, that's right. I commuted from Chatham for 8 years in the late 80s and early 90s, so I know quite well.
So you'll be able to make a comparison personally. The service today is how it was when you were commuting up in the 80s and 90s. So the first point, and a big question for my constituents travelling up, particularly to Cannon Street, is the price of the ticket. Over £2,000. How can you justify the fare increase?
Well, I understand that people don't like paying more for anything, and rail travel is no different from that. It's our objective over the life of the franchise to make sure that people see the improvements in service, in reliability, in punctuality, in the quality of service that they get, that makes them feel that broadly the rail service is better value for money than it is today, and that's our objective.
Well, I think that people can clearly notice the investment in the trains. Gone, thank goodness, are the old slam doors. But many people complain that they can't see themselves ever getting a seat for the type of money. People say they have to sit on the floor. They say that they're sitting on the floor next to the first class seat, but obviously they get fined if they sit in that seat. What can you say about overcrowding?
Well, okay, we've got some plans to tackle overcrowding, and I hope that people will see some improvements in the next couple of years. The first thing we've done is that we've put a very early service on from Chatham in the morning peak. It's about 5:52, I think, from Chatham. And what that hopefully will do is that some people who wish to travel earlier will be encouraged to take that early service and actually make that journey up. We're also in the evening peak putting on in December of this year another service, which is a later evening service from Cannon Street. I think about 7:30 will be in the evening, again to encourage people who can and who wish to travel at those different times. We've also changed the type of rolling stock and tried to juggle the rolling stock that we have to provide more seats on the busiest trains, because we have a mix of types of trains with 2x2 seating and 3x2 seating, and what we've tried to do is to use the right type of train, or the best match of number of seats, with the number of people who are using the service. And the way in which we've done that is that we've used a piece of software which is on every train now, which allows us to accurately assess the number of people using trains. So what we plan to do in the future is match carriages to the number of people using it, improve the service pattern so that we can provide a better match of the trains that we have to the demand that's out there.
Okay, well, one of the complaints that I've had from constituents travelling up is that you've changed the seating configuration, whereas you had 3 and 2 across an hour, now it's 2 and 2, and they say that there's less seats. Right, okay. Now, what we've done is that in December of last year, we did put more of the 3x2 seating services on the longer distance services, and we got actually quite a lot of complaints about that, so we've changed that a little bit. We've tweaked that again to bring it back to more of a balance between the 2x2 seating and the 3x2 seating. And what I would say to you is that we're prepared to be responsive to you and to your constituents in actually getting the right mix and doing our best to get the right balance of seating configurations train. The complaints generally were about the Cannon Street service, and the Victoria trains are less crowded. So perhaps you'd have a look at the number of people having to stand on the Cannon Street service vis-a-vis the Victoria service, and you can give a commitment to do that.
Very happy to take a look at how the type of service or the type of rolling stock we've got on those Cannon Street services to see if it's right and whether it's the best fit. Very, very happy to do that, and if we can find it isn't, then we'll do something about it.